The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Opening play, and Goff wants to pass it. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. First down Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. Here's a toss play right to Swift. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The Lions at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Hey, a confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Wilson. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Wilson. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Well, this defense for the Lions, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He's got Dulcich going across the formation. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 25-yard line. That one good for 24 yards. Well, on third down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. They go back to the ground with Williams. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Now Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Sutton. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down and put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle.
A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the Lions are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that third down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Well, maybe that'll help him settle back into a groove after the interception on the first drive here, picking up the first to start drive number 2.
And it is just starting over, isn't it? Sometimes it's just how you have to do it. You have to erase things from your mind. Don't worry about what happened before, because over the course of a game, the good players, things turn out pretty well for them, and that's what he's trying to do here.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Well, what a response by that defensive unit, Charles, because they just saw their offense throw the interception. They come out there, not only get an interception of their own, but they take it back for the touchdown.
I won't sing it because no one wants to hear that, but perhaps an early case of anything you can do, I can do better between these defenses. A lot of people came to expect the offense to light this game up, but so far, the defenses are stealing the show.
Now the extra point. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos.
Makes the score Broncos 7, Lions nothing.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. They're going to take this up close to the 40, so really good starting field position. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their 38. In search of redemption from the pick six. Goff. And his throw here's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
2nd and 10. Goff again. He's got it to Williams. Past the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you want the final metric on his top speed, and trust me, you do, Next Gen Stats says he hit 22.4 miles an hour. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls at work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw taken in here by Patrick. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A Bronco 1st down there, 12 yards on the play.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again here, Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield at man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. There's Charles Harris getting home for the sack. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It's taken to the 26. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
And yet again, Goff is intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. 3 first-half interceptions now, and Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track.
After the interception, here's Wilson. That's caught, and it's a fumble. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. So now our referee looking at the sideline saying, are you sure? But yes, this defense has accepted the penalty, so that means they will not take possession on the fumble recovery. Boy, not sure why in the world you do that, but that is apparently the decision. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. He'll get that complete to Albert O. Touchdown! Albert Okwuegbunam, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7.
Broncos 14, Lions 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Goff taps this forward. That's a jet sweep. There's a nice move. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
Out of bounds at midfield. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Play action. It's Goff. And he's got his big tight end here. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
The throw over the middle taken in. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Goff. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
On 2nd down, Swift. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Off play action. Here's Goff. And it's caught. And in for the Lions touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Lions are an extra point away from evening this one up. Well, down in this part of the field, CD, they love to get him the football, and right there, a little pitch and catch for the score.
Yeah, and he's such a weapon when it's that close to the end zone, and they love being able to rely on him to make those kind of catches. Talk about trust, talk about confidence, and he produces.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
First and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for... And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. But such a costly interception, nearly a pick six, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a few side eyes along the way. They've got to see if they can stop a score.
Swift is in for a Lions touchdown. And on his way to the end zone, shedding the tackle, he would not be denied.
That's what's called finishing the run, making sure you power your way through. One-on-one tackle, no running back wants to go to the bench and say, I got stopped just short.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I'm looking at this one with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
This offense so far on third down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now it's Wilson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Down a fine line when you're setting up a screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
And taken right at the 35. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
From just shy of midfield, Goff. And that is incomplete.
Well, to say that this has not been his game is probably a big understatement. I mean, he is all over the place. Mechanics are off, not accurate, except if you're playing on defense because they picked off a good number of passes.
Yeah, all the INTs, but they're throwing it off his back foot. Pressure coming, just chucking it downfield. He can't do that right now.
No, you can't do that at all. And I think one of the hardest things for a guy having a day like this one is to find a way to just kind of get out of it, kind of get yourself back to neutral. Because what you try and do is make even more spectacular plays to make up for it, and it usually leads to more bad ones.
They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues. First down, and they go with Swift again. Now a loose football. The ball comes out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Back to throw. Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
He's put up numbers in this one by pushing the envelope a bit whenever he could with deeper throws. But let's play a little philosophy here. Some plays it works. Sometimes they're ready for you. And that time, they were on guard. Incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. A shotgun snap for Goff. Then his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Landon. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. And looky there, Charles, just acquired, already making an impact on the defensive side of the football.
Maybe not a superstar, but he does a few things well, and I think they'll emphasize that in his new role with this team.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. On 4th down, Michael Pilardi on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. going on here? Are they serious? First down, and they're in punt formation. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line.
I don't know why, but it's always agonizing to me to see a guy make a mistake in this phase of the game because you can it's all on him. All eyes there. He's got a chance to make a punt return, and instead he ends up putting it on the carpet.
Puts it on the carpet. The little rubber pellets shoot up. Never a good sign for a returner on this field turf surface.
No, not at all. And a bunch of them go up when they're all trying to get to the football, don't they?
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Wilson. That's complete. It's Okuwebunam. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On now, the former Vol, Michael Pilardi. This is taken at the 23. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
To throw is Wilson. The quick slant caught. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And they're not going to get the kick off in time. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Now on fourth down, out comes the field goal unit here. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And this one is right through. And that'll bring them back within 4. So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a first-and-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Final 24 seconds of the first half as they come up here 1st and 10. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he loses the football a second time. But I believe the Lion was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession. A final shot before break here. Goff. His throw incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Throwing again on second down. Wilson throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. They give it to Williams, running right. And some space here. There he goes, right side. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Javonte Williams, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have retaken a third-quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that gives them a 3-point lead.
Broncos 24, Lions 21.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Meanwhile, Goff's throw complete there to St. Brown. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 25-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Goff now looking to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First down, Lions on a pickup of 13.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
The best receivers we know always tease their quarterbacks that, hey, no matter what you do, you cannot overthrow me. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened on that play. Normally, they time it up pretty well, but on that one, he just overshot him.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back to the running game with Swift. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Once again, it's Swift. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 21. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. And you get the sense, as I'm sure they got the sense, they might have picked up a good one here, maybe a little diamond in the rough via trade.
Maybe just need a change in scenery, a new city, maybe different motivation, but they believe they've got a good one.
That pass caught. It's Williams. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up with a 1st and goal.
Now Goff taps this forward. That's a jet sweep. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Goff now to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
They'll try it now with Swift. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Lions have taken the lead here in this third quarter. It finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it and catch it, and he gets it done.
An extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They had gotten the lead with the opening drive touchdown in the third quarter. Now they relinquished that lead back. Could be in for an interesting second half.
It certainly appears that way, doesn't it? Almost turning into one of those pendulum games, right? Where it swings back and forth, and who's going to make the play that changes that? And maybe it puts it on one side and keeps it there.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Wilson. That's taken in by Dulcich. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 64 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. Now Wilson. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sutton. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. And it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw again. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. If it does get picked off, That could possibly seal this one.
So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. I guess the good news as they start this drive is that they still do have the lead, Charles. If their defense hadn't been able to hold them to a field goal on the other side, they'd be down. But now it's about preserving that very small lead.
It is preserving and maybe stretching it out a little bit, because if you're a starter on that side of the ball, I certainly hope you didn't loosen up your shoulder pads or start to cut the tape off, because if you did it way too soon. They've got to go back out there with renewed vigor, for lack of a better term, and also a good plan. They need points, and they need them now.
Goff a handoff here to Swift. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Now a first down throw, gone. It's Williams on the catch. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands, because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Swift going to try up the middle. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. Now Goff. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time, it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's a defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mucked that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. He'll find Sutton on the right side, complete. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it, because you're running away from people on it.
The offense on third down, they've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. Now it's Wilson. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on third down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And his kick here is good. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. Room here to run. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 104 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Following the penalty, it's Williams. And able to work his way down to the 16. He wipes out the penalty yardage with a good run to get it back to 2nd and 7. Good gain there on first down. It keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. He finds his man, complete. It's back. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
And the big guy catches the ball in the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Being chased out left. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So decision time now because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And that last turnover could have proven more costly, but their defense only gave up 3. But now answering with a field goal doesn't do them much on this drive. They need to try and find the end zone. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd and 1. And brought in downfield by Burks. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Back to throw here. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
It's a gain of 2. That's another Detroit Lions first down. First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Back to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Swift once again. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are in the field.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Here's Swift. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. I see you nodding your head up and down. It's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Broncos will take over on downs. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
They begin the drive with Williams. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. Wilson wants to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Williams. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
So this